What's going on? How everybody doing? I'm well. I'm back at practice today, so I'm thankful.
But what I will say is he was impressive today in the last session, which was kind of this 11-on-11 hurry-up situation type stuff. Had two really nice throws. One to Deontay Johnson on a crosser, backed up 3rd and 12 with about 20 seconds left on the clock and one timeout. And then he followed it up the very next throw with a brilliant throw layered on a skinny post or a seam route rather, to Luke.
Shedeur Sanders is back, and he's making noise. After missing just a single day due to arm soreness, the young quarterback returned to team reps and instantly flipped the script. With 9 reps under center, he completed 7 with poise, precision, and that signature swagger we've come to expect. But this wasn't just about numbers. From laser-sharp timing with his receivers to next-level pocket presence, Shedeur delivered highlight after highlight, reminding everyone exactly why he's still a serious contender for that starting quarterback role.
You know, his slang with everything. So, of course, I was definitely hearing his voice in the back of my head, but at the end of the day, I want to be productive. I want to give you guys the best work, and I want to be at my best at all times, you know.
In the press conference, Shedeur Sanders opened up like never before, pulling back the curtain on the mental battle he faced during that short time off. He admitted the doubts were real. When the arm soreness first kicked in, those creeping thoughts started to mess with his focus. But instead of forcing it, Shedeur chose discipline over desperation. He stayed calm, listened to his body, and made the tough call to sit out. "I wanted my fans to see the best version of me," he said, and that mindset made all the difference. Because today, he showed up and showed out. From the first snap, it was clear Shedeur wasn't just back, he was better. Every pass was a statement. The fans who came out before the joint practice with the Panthers didn't just get a warm-up session. They got a show. His energy, his poise, and that signature confidence, it was contagious. The sideline was buzzing. Now let's dive into one of the biggest plays of the day, a moment that left teammates nodding in respect, coaches taking notes, and fans absolutely losing it. Shedeur Sanders took the snap in a tight pocket, pressure swarming from all angles, but he didn't flinch. With defenders closing in and chaos erupting around him, most quarterbacks might have panicked or taken the check down. Not Shedeur. Leaning back with ice in his veins, he scanned the field through a shrinking window of vision and made his move. In a split-second decision, he uncorked a laser to Luke Floria, threading the ball between 2 defenders with absolute precision. It wasn't just a completion, it was poetry in motion. The touch, the timing, the confidence, flawless. That throw turned heads instantly. Teammates were nodding in approval. Coaches jotted notes. And fans? They jumped out of their seats. It was more than just a play. It was a message. Shedeur Sanders is back, and he's not here to play it safe. He's here to take over. And that throw to Floria wasn't the only standout moment from Shedeur Sanders' practice today. The momentum didn't stop there. During the 7-on-7 reps, Shedeur looked like a field general, calm, composed, and totally locked in. Every read he made was quick and deliberate. His footwork was sharp, the mechanics were clean, and the rhythm with his receivers, on point. He wasn't just managing the reps, he was commanding them.
Did you need an MRI?
The MRI for what?
To check everything.
I hope I ain't break anything. Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Shedeur, have you been
Buddy, come on now.
One particular throw had the crowd buzzing again. Rolling slightly to his right, Shedeur spotted his receiver breaking free across the middle. Without hesitation, he fired a dart across his body, hitting the target in stride, right between 2 defenders. It was the kind of play that makes you stop and say, yeah, this guy's different. Another reminder that Shedeur doesn't just show flashes, he shows consistency. Let's take a closer look at this throw. Shedeur Sanders received the snap with just 1 defender in sight, and he didn't hesitate for a second. Instantly reading the coverage, he rolled slightly to his right, eyes scanning, feet set just enough, and then came the strike. A laser, delivered with pinpoint accuracy, right into the chest of his receiver. It wasn't an easy window. The defender closed in fast, and the margin for error was razor thin. But Shedeur didn't blink. The pass hit its mark, and though the receiver was brought down almost immediately, the play was a clear success. No extra movement, no wasted time, just clean mechanics and high-level execution.
Reps. I think that's.
Shedeur Sanders also took a moment to directly address the growing chatter around his arm soreness during the post-practice media session, and he didn't shy away from the topic. Clearing the air with confidence, he reassured everyone that there was no major issue at play. Just a bit of natural soreness, he explained, downplaying any cause for concern. He made it clear this wasn't about overuse or pushing too hard. Instead, he pointed to the rapid shifts in body temperature under the intense Cleveland sun as the main culprit. It's part of the adjustment process, he said, something every athlete has to deal with, especially in a new environment. It's just about adapting, Shedeur stated with calm conviction.
You know, sometimes you're going hot, then you'll wait for a second, then you'll get cold, then get back hot, then get cold, and you know, my arm and body wasn't used to that, you know, so it's just an adjustment like within the body, you know, within my arm.
Shedeur brought this up for a reason, because the noise was already building. Critics like Tony Grossi had wasted no time in spinning the arm soreness into a negative narrative. Grossi publicly questioned how Shedeur could be dealing with soreness at all, suggesting that he hadn't even been putting in enough reps to justify it. In his eyes, it was a red flag, one that pointed to a lack of effort or preparation. But Shedeur wasn't going to let that slide. Without calling anyone out by name, he used the post-practice media session to set the record straight. He calmly explained the real cause, debunked the overuse theory, and reminded everyone that smart athletes know when to push and when to recover. It wasn't just a response, it was a message to anyone trying to twist the story. Shedeur Sanders is locked in, focused, and not here for the noise. He's here for the work.
He's got the fewest reps in camp, and he's got a sore arm. Why? Well, people say he throws a lot before practice and after practice. Well, how counterproductive is that?
I'm sure there's a method to the madness.
He addressed it head-on, not to complain, but to clarify. Shedeur made it clear that he's been putting in the work, staying focused, and most importantly, being smart with his body. The soreness wasn't a sign of weakness or poor conditioning. It was simply part of adapting to a new environment and new demands. And if today's performance was any indication, that adjustment is right on track. But here's where it gets interesting. In a twist of irony, the very same day Shedeur silenced doubts with his performance, Tony Grossi's favorite, Dillon Gabriel, was the one sitting out. A precautionary break due to hamstring soreness. Suddenly, the narrative changed. The same Grossi who questioned Shedeur's toughness and commitment? Silent. No criticism, no passive-aggressive tweets, no debates about effort or work ethic, just quiet acceptance. And that silence? It's deafening.
The competition, rather, took its latest turn, with Kevin Stefanski sharing before practice today that Dillon Gabriel was now dealing with some hamstring soreness. Nothing serious, not to the level certainly of Kenny Pickett, who's had to sit out missed a couple practices last week.
But all of that aside, it doesn't change the reality on the field. Shedeur Sanders has simply been better. Numbers don't lie, and neither does the tape. During the last training session when Shedeur was sidelined, all eyes turned to Dillon Gabriel, expecting him to rise to the occasion. Instead, what followed was a performance that raised more questions than answers. On day 9 of training camp, Gabriel completed just 11 of 22 reps. His timing was off, his accuracy was shaky, and the offense lacked rhythm with him under center. It was the kind of outing that doesn't just stall drives, it stalls momentum. And when Shedeur returned the next day, the difference was night and day. Sharp passes, confident reads, composure under pressure, and 2 throws that instantly became the talk of camp. The contrast couldn't be clearer. When Shedeur's on the field, the energy shifts, and the offense flows. And then came the moment that summed it all up. Dillon Gabriel had the perfect setup to bounce back. The runner broke wide open on a clean route, no defenders in sight, and Gabriel had a clean pocket to work from. It was all there. No pressure, no excuses, just a routine throw to keep the chains moving. But once again, the execution crumbled. The throw came out too low, awkwardly placed, and completely disrupted the receiver's stride. The ball slipped through his hands and hit the turf. What should have been an easy completion turned into a frustrating misfire, another addition to what's slowly becoming a highlight reel of missed chances for Gabriel. Meanwhile, Shedeur is stacking plays and building trust. The gap is real, and it's growing. As training camp progresses, the separation between Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel is becoming harder to ignore. While critics like Tony Grossi were quick to question Shedeur's readiness over a brief moment of arm soreness, the on-field performances tell a completely different story. Shedeur hasn't just returned, he's come back sharper, more focused, and more in control than ever. His decision-making, accuracy, and leadership have injected life into the offense every time he steps on the field. From highlight throws under pressure to clean execution during drills, he's proving why his name deserves to be in serious contention for QB1. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel's recent performances have done little to inspire confidence. Missed opportunities, timing issues, and shaky accuracy continue to plague his reps. Even when given ideal conditions, Gabriel has struggled to capitalize, raising doubts about his ability to lead the offense when it matters most. In the end, narratives and media bias can only go so far. What happens between the lines is what counts, and right now, Shedeur Sanders is simply playing better football. If the coaches are watching closely, and they should be, it's clear who's bringing more to the table. The conversation is shifting, and Shedeur is leading it. What do you think about the way Shedeur Sanders has handled both the pressure and the criticism? Do you believe he's done enough to earn serious consideration for the starting job? And what about the double standard? Why do you think someone like Dillon Gabriel gets a pass for similar issues that Shedeur gets criticized for? Is it fair, or is there something deeper going on? Based on what you've seen so far, who would you start at quarterback for the Browns? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're listening.